Yeah, so here we go. So I was just mentioning that, guys, this would be a complete financial modeling master course, which would be divided into different sessions across a span of approximately 3 months. And we will be talking everything about financial modeling that you see your maybe your peers, your seniors, your relatives, or maybe your friends doing into private equity, investment banks, or different types of finance domain jobs. Whatever they do, you will learn about it, learn from the basics to the advanced level to what the industry standards are, what are the different methodologies to build financial model, and not only about the financial models, but yeah, the associated topics like what are the different shortcuts and functions in MS Excel, what are the different PowerPoint basics, what are different charts that we should be aware of while building a financial model, what are different types of financial models, and everything that would is related to financial modeling. So this would be something the course would look like if I have to bucket it into seven different types of the topics. So we will start with talking about MS Excel because that would be our tool or the basic structure or basic platform that we will use and to build out our financial models, to do the analysis, to study the trends and everything. Then again, financial model is nothing without accountancy. So we need to have a good hold on our accountancy concepts and the like worldwide accepted standards. So we will learn about them in a theoretical as well as a practical manner, and how like what would be the tips and tricks to remember them and ace on our financial modeling skills. Then yeah, financial model like financial statements in a set are very important. So in a very summarized manner, if I have to explain someone what is exactly a financial model, so it's just preparation of financial statements. One type of model could be that, and we'll learn about them and other different topics. So these would like how our course would look like. And so if I have to start with what exactly is a financial model, so if I have to very in a plain language say, financial model is just a tool or a calculator. That's it. Now we can extend this definition to any manner. We can stretch it like a very loosely in various directions as per the usage, as per the type of the financial model. But in summary, financial model is a calculator used for different purposes. One of the purpose could be maybe projecting the financial statements for a company, and that would be maybe for budgeting the financial performance. Management wants to see how their like the company performance would look like 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, or maybe to see if a lender or an investor wants to analyze whether he or she should invest in this company, is it fruitful or not. The other uses could be understanding for a deal specific reason, and maybe for a portfolio monitoring. So there could be different reasons, but yeah, the main like the concept of financial model would be to feed in the inputs, prepare a tool, get the outputs. So it is as simple as that. And what our job as a financial modeler would be to have it in a very simplified manner so that every user can use it. Like we might be experts in like after this 3 month course, we would become an expert in building the financial models. But yeah, we need to understand that the other person would have a strong hold on the company knowledge, on the industry knowledge. But yeah, we need to keep this in mind that he should or she should be very like uh, comfortable using in our financial model. So it's not just that we have to build some fantastic models, but yeah, we have to build it in a manner that is easy for everyone to use. So if I have to give you what exactly is a financial model, these could be a few of the definitions that we will learn more about and in more detail in our sessions. And like if I have to summarize in another manner, so financial model requires only three skills. Like you would have learned or heard that financial model is difficult, financial model is tricky. It might be, but yeah, if you have the right guidance and the right skill set, it's like no rocket science. You just have to be good on only three skills. First is the tool. So generally, the industry convention is that we use spreadsheets, and within it, like MS Excel is the most profound one. So a strong understanding of Excel would like be doing your 1/3 or the 33% of the job. Then would be accounting and financial knowledge. You should understand the basics of accounting. Like if a transaction has to happen, how will it affect the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow? What would be the journal entry? What would be the schedules that would be needed? If a transaction happens, will it affect the debit side, the assets, or which? So everything of this will be covered in a very simple language so that it is on your tips when you walk out of the classroom. And yeah, so these are something like that would be theoretical and that everyone would learn. But what would distinguish a financial model from a different one would be the designing of that, would be the logics. So what exactly is the intent of that model? So since we mentioned that there are different types of financial models, so there would be different designs for that, different like analytical angles would be required. So if I and you prepare a financial model for a same company, we might be preparing it in a different manner. We would be taking different types of assumptions. None would be like there would be that both of us are right, but yeah, the procedure or the approach might be different. So we would be learning about all the different acceptable industry standards and how we can improve or get better at this. So I'll take a pause here. So do we have any questions from your side?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I see that as they asked, do we need VBA too? So if you have to prepare a financial model, there is no like a prerequisite understanding of VBA needed, but yeah, we will touch base on the macros and VBAs so that we have a very basic or a loose understanding of that. That is covered in our curriculum and that will be taught with full excitement as we are talking about it here. But yeah, that's not like a very necessary skill needed for financial modeling. So in fact, I'll tell you there are various like industry like leaders that discourage the use of VBS also because they think that Excel itself is very complete and has under like there are all functions required, but VBS might come as a shortcut or as a smart work even. So we have both school of thoughts. So VBA is not like the necessary condition to learn financial modeling. So that would be the closing statement. But yeah, we'll discuss about it in like basic details in our sessions as well.
I even have one more question, sir.
Yes, please.
Is Tableau helpful in like financial modeling anyway?
So Tableau that comes more into the data analysis side, and financial modeling is somewhat into like projections and doing some analysis in terms of the financial statement. So so basically Tableau is needed when the data size increases. So it depends. Like Tableau might help you generate some data sets that can be leveraged to build some financial models. But again, they both can be kept as two different items, and financial modeling can be learned and accessed without like as a necessary condition again to have a Tableau knowledge.
Like if I'm planning to do CFA next, then
So yeah, CFA is a very good option. You will learn about different topics there. But yeah, again, I would not say that Tableau is a very much needed skill for doing of a CFA. So CFA covers a lot, like in terms of different subjects, starting from quantitative to economics to portfolio management to alternative assets, alternative investment derivatives. So it talks about a lot. And what we will teach you in the financial modeling and valuation course here, the FMMC, there would be a lot of overlap between. So yeah, so when you study here, like I like and I can vouch for that quite a handsome portion of your CFA curriculum will also be covered here. So I hope that may like answers your question.
yes.
Okay, cool. So there is a long list of like types of financial models, but I cherry picked like five for this session particular of exactly what are the most common of them. Maybe for some industry processes, these might not be the common one, the other one could be. But if we have to start from the basic, then I would definitely list them as the most common. So first is the projection model. So like you would have when you sit for an interview or when you actually go for a job. So this would be the most recurring task in a private equity firm, and they have to analyze if they should invest in a company or not. They would like to see how the company is expecting or the management is expecting their performance to be in the coming months or the coming like maybe half a decade down the line. So there has to be this is like an art, like how to project the financial statement. You just can't say that okay, so historically it was 10% growth rate, for future take it as a 10%. When like it all depends upon the data availability. Sometimes you have to analyze the underlying statement. So let's say, for example, like the automobile sector is going revolution these days. So we can't assume that decade-old growth to continue. Some companies are leading in the automobile sector because they have an edge on the EV segment. So we have to be cautious of different parameters while we are projecting the model. So all of these would again be taught. Like if I have to list a few, that would be itself the business understanding. What are the business plans? How is the industry going to evolve? What would be the legal side? What would be the analyst recommendations? What would be the historical trends? So there is a like a very plethora of variables that would come into the movie and then would be mixed and grinded together to form a projection cake, if I have to say. And the other are like different types again financial models, each have a different usage. So like DCF is a valuation model, LBO is again a deal model wherein the company analyzes, okay, so if I invest in this company at XYZ like dollar amount and borrow like X%, and maybe after 3 years or 5 years stint, if I take an exit, what would be my returns? So this is more on the analytical angle of a buy side investor or a sponsor, wherein they would like to analyze what would be the returns if they take an exit. Whereas DCF could be done by a buy side or sell side, anyone, just to understand what the company valuation would be basis their future like cash flows. And for cash flows we need to have again an understanding of the future projections of the company. And then again M&A model is again a deal model to look if like a merger or acquisition would make sense, or it just would be a like recently Zomato and Blinkit, they have like been Zomato has acquired or a Blinkit, but many industry experts say that this is just a cash burn. But obviously there would have been a team sitting at the back end doing all the analysis and seeing what would be the synergy. So sometimes the synergies might not be like upfront visible. You just have to analyze it in the cost. It could be in the cost, it could be in the revenue, it could be the distribution channel, but that has to be monetized, that has to be converted into numerical figures, and then that would term it as a return on the like as a synergies, or what would be the increase in the net or the per share profit to the company. And again management model is built basically to understand if okay, so what would be useful in taking the decisions going forward. Okay, so should we go for a rent a warehouse or should we buy it? So we have to take decisions. We have to see what would be the IRRs that case, what would give me more value to the firm. So that type of decisions are taken through management models, and that is also known as project finance model. And management model just is project finance model is just a part of that. Apart from this, management model also includes again the company projections. So maybe if I am a startup and I want to analyze, okay, so how should I budget it? How should I see my next year to be? If I have to hire maybe a CTO, then what should be the salary? How should my employee count increase revenue, and etc. So all of this would be put up in a clean, neat and clean structured model that can be presented to the investors, to all the stakeholders for that matter, to give them a story. Because I tell you a harsh reality, like if you see like there are India is booming in terms of the startups, so we are very like there are a number of unicorns coming in. So because of that there is also a boom in this industry, because when you see a startups increasing, there would be a need for more angel investment, private equity firms, venture capital firms, and all of them would be needing more like analysts for recommendations and for their analysis. So sometimes maybe a founder of a let's say fintech, or not rather than fintech, let's say agri-tech company. So he might be very like aware of his domain in terms of technology, agriculture, but he might not be or might be resistant or may not have that much time to prepare a financial story. So there is where our role starts, or we come into the picture, that we have to put a clean and a very sophisticated and justifiable story or the financial numbers that he or she can pitch to the investors, and they all enter into a win-win situation. So I think these are a few topics that I shortlisted for the discussion. So yeah, if you are any of these, then I think you fall into this category. Maybe as a fresher, you are planning to join this course, or you have already completed your college. So this would be like ideal for you to join. And if you want, we can revisit any of the slides. And if you have any other questions, we can definitely take them up. Stage is all yours.
Sir, is financial modeling enough for like getting a job in like alone, or do we have to learn some complementary skills with it?
So financial modeling is in itself a very suite of skills. So when you learn financial modeling, you learn Excel, you learn the accounting concepts, you learn about the understanding of the financial statements. So you learn a very diverse set of
Your
skill
voice
set.
is breaking.
Sorry, I'm audible. Hello, hello,
Yes, sir.
I'm audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was saying that financial modeling is not one skill, it is rather a suite of skills wherein you will learn about different topics. So if I like, this is just a broad classification of the topics. So you get to learn about the analytical angle, you get to learn about the soft. So MS Excel, there is a very good saying in the corporate that if you learn MS Excel, half of your skill set is already done in a corporate job. So MS Excel is not only used in by financial modeling, but in fact every year where every place where there is a data. So if you go to a hospital even, or maybe any tech business, they would be using MS Excel. So when you learn the financial modeling, you learn a very lot of diversified skill set packed in a box that is titled financial modeling. So it will give you an edge over others, definitely.
Hello, sir. Uh,
Yeah.
Sir, MS Excel is a prerequisite for this course, or people learn along with this course only?
Okay, that's a very good question. So I will put it two ways. So first, financial modeling is definitely a prerequisite for financial modeling in practice. But yeah, we know that we would be catering to like a diversified pool of talent when we get the enrollments. For we have dedicated sessions as well for this MS Excel. So we will be teaching you from start or the scratch that what exactly is MS Excel, what should be the shortcuts, what should be the different functions, and how can you improve on your Excel speed, and what all different types of Excel functions would be needed to ace on this. So yeah, this would be included in our course curriculum and with very dedicated sessions and dedicated visibility. So everything covered on this slide, everything talked about in this video, we will be covering that in our sessions. And I guess one participant has asked what is the duration of the course. So it is, sorry, it's a 3 month course which would span around over 50 sessions. That would be first. So recently we have opened the registrations for weekend batch that starts August 6th, 2022, and timings would be 10 a.m. to noon. And soon we will be starting the registrations for our weekday batches as well.
Sir, how much salary we can expect?
So there is not a blanket answer, but yeah, because you will be getting a salary. Maybe if I have to put in the numbers and have to be very safe in this, so I have seen people like jumping from the package of 3L to 7L even just after like learning the required skills, because it is depends on the demand and supply. So if you are doing a particular skill and then applying to a different job or different category of job, the skill won't be valued. So it has to be at the right place at the right time. And I've seen people jumping from with 100% hike even, and maybe some more, and freshers getting placed at a package of 6 lakh to 7 lakh even. So there is no like figure that I can give you that okay, this will be your salary after this course. But yeah, it would be like one of the industry leading ones, and it would totally depend upon your performance. And yeah, but yeah, there would be mock interviews to prepare you to face the industry. There would be sessions to give you case studies. We will give you a on-floor job training as well in terms of internship, so that you are industry ready and not only have the curriculum knowledge in like coming from the sessions. That would be taken care by yourself. We just want your participation and you participating with full heart.
Sir, I have one more question about the internship.
Yeah, please.
Like, if it would be in a company or like freelancing internship, like we'll get the projects, we'll do it like that.
Yeah, so we have tie up with some like companies which are into different segments. So they we would be like referring you to different companies. They would be shortlisting you on your performance, and then they would be giving. So most probably it would be like a maybe they would not call you to their office because everyone is working from home in this COVID. Like still, the companies are reluctant to call all the employees at once in the office. So they might ask you to work from home, but that should not be termed as a freelance. Where it could be like a direct call, and it might be a freelancing. So it would depend upon which company you are shortlisted for.
Sir, I want to ask one question. Like, frankly, I would be asking you. Sir, I was seeing like many institutes or something like that were providing financial modeling course at around 12 to 15K, but we are charging more than that. So, what makes us different from them?
Okay. Uh, maybe I would not be the right one to answer it. Maybe you can ask our ex students and their ex students and compare it. Like, I would not say that they don't do their job with full honesty or something like that. Every teacher is very dedicated to its student, but it's just the curriculum depth that they offer and versus what we offer. So they might be, or we like I would tell you what makes us better or different. So we would be providing you real life examples of different financial models that would be covered that are very much like valid as of now. So our course is very recurringly updated with latest sources. We keep an eye on what the industry developments are. Apart from this, we offer a guaranteed internship as well. Apart from this, we offer you like pra- close to practical case studies so that you have a very on floor learning as well. And we also offer you free like mock interviews. So we not only invest in you in terms of the books or the theoretical subjects, but yeah, we make sure that you come with or without pre-knowledge. But yeah, when you move out of IM skills batch or the classroom, you have a very good understanding of the technical, theoretical, practical, and everything. So you have a good hold. You are like acing in terms of the assignments as well as everything. So we focus on the whole, like all-round development of yours.
And one more thing, sir, like after your sessions, how much time is required from our side to give into expansion modules?
Sorry, could you please repeat? I missed out that.
Yes, sir. Sir, I was asking, like after your sessions, how much time is required from our side to put into this course?
Okay, so we will give you like we would not say that okay, it's a 3 month course, it ends today. Now spend 6 months on your like polishing your talent. No, so it will go hand in hand. We will have a session today. We'll give you some to dos before and after a session that are required, and that should be done with by you religiously. And so it will go hand in hand. So if you have a 2 hour session, we would highly recommend that you spend at least 1 hour like before the session to go through the readings that we recommend that the topics will be covered in the next class, and also we would be taking a small Q&A every session so that we have a very polished like understanding of our previous session. We just don't want to run after the next class when we are not clear of the previous one. So yeah, it would go hand in hand, and like at least it would be like if we have a 50-hour session coupled with assignments and something, it would be probably around 150 to 200 hours. That would include everything.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. And in fact, like it would not be that today your sessions end, you lost all the curriculum. So you get a lifetime access to our books and curriculum, so that in case you have to refer it back to like just revisit any of your concepts, you can do it any day, anytime. And in fact, all our books are like prepared by us. They are not referred from any online source. So we like prepare on our experience and just referring to what the industry is doing. So every like letter of the word is built by us, and it's like a very long span of understanding that we have invested in these books.
Got it, sir.
Yeah.
So the total teaching hours sums up to like 50 hours, 48 hours.
Yeah, it would be approximately 50. It might stretch to
Uh,
more, but it will not be any less than 50.
and for Wall Street School, they are teaching us for like 180 hours. The same course,
Yeah,
financial modeling course.
yeah,
So,
I know.
so are like 50 hours enough for this course?
Again, so let's not take the name of any other course since it's a recorded video and might go on social media platform. So avoid using any name. So we will blur it out. But yeah, so if you talk about any other institute, so every person has a different methodology. We think that we just don't have to expand the hours because sometimes we just have to tell you about the topic, and we feel that the student would every student is capable enough to just revisit their learning, and we can take sessions. So when we say 50 hours, it is definitely the classroom sessions, but yeah, there is no limit for the doubt sessions or all that stuff. So we are accessible like 24/7 if you have any doubt. So if you take any doubt, you come like take a one-on-one session. So if you total that up, it would exceed even the stated terms of other institutes. So you just don't treat 50 as a ceiling. You treat it as a floor hours that I'll be or the instructor would be spending with you. It's the minimum.
Hi, this is Vaibhav, and I'm the founder of I'm Skills. Varun, if you can just make me the co-host, and I can address these questions to these guys.
Okay.
And I'll appreciate if we can. And this session is now being recorded, right? Now I am the host, and